Okay, B'rshut Kalakadosh, everybody welcome. Thank you for joining us every day. And a kollel every day we have in the morning, Baruch Hashem, 20 minutes, Masechet Sotah, coming along. Be'ezrat Hashem, we're going to give Barachat Tzlecha LeYaakov ben Asher. Thank you for sponsoring the shiur. Sheyakadosh Baruch Hu, give him Rufuah Shlema, Rufuat HaNefesh, Rufuat HaGuf. וגם תברך קיריל דניאל בן מיכאל, זיווג הגון בשנה הזה, שהתחתן באשת חיל. וכן יהיה רצון ונאמר אמן. אלף הבדלות בין המתים לחיים, לעילוי נשמת רומא רחמים בן נלה מזל הלוי. רוח השם תנחנו בגן עדן, הוא וכל השוכבים עמו בכלל רחמים והסליחות, וכן יהיה רצון ונאמר אמן. We continue with our Pirkei Avot. ענף עץ אבות says following, En chokhmah en yira. A person does not have a chokhmah which just means wisdom, knowledge of the Torah. He does not have a fear. Basifri katuv liman yilamed liyirayet Hashem. We have to learn in order for us to fear of Hashem. Elokav, our God. Milamed shetamud mevi lidei yira. When a person is learning, he comes to become yira, which is mere fear of Hashem. A person is not learner. He's not understanding what means a sin. He's going to continue doing sin. A person is not learner. He cannot be a chassid. He could be chas v'shalom chassid shoteh. לכן צריך להיות חכם שעל ידי כך יהיה ליראת השם. A person has to be wisdom and knowledgeable so he could have yirat Hashem. Fear of Hashem, כמו שנאמר, like it said in Iyov 28:28, ויאמר לאדם הן yirat Hashem, הן חוכמה. So when a chokhmah comes in, when we have a yirat Hashem, which just means fear of Hashem. וכתב חפץ חיים, מי שיש לו בידו תורה ולא יראת שמיים. חפץ חיים, Dr. חפץ חיים says following. If a person, he has a Torah in his hand, he learns Torah, he knows Torah, but he does not have Yirat Shamayim. He does not have Yirat Shamayim, which just means fear of heavens. We're going to explain al-pi Chafetz Chaim. שנמצא תמיד בסכנה גדולה מן היצר. A person has so much knowledge, so knowledgeable. We have to be careful because Yetzer Hara is so strong on this person. Chazal says שמחר כל הגדול מחברו יצרו גדול ממנו. Chazal says in Masechet Sukkah in page 52. The more person grows, physical, spiritual, more is a spiritual, the more his Yetzer Hara is more stronger. Most of the times we're thinking because a person is a tzaddik, he has a less Yetzer Hara. Chazal says, thank you very much. Chazal says we have more Yetzer Hara. Ve'en lo kelim leilachem kenegdo. He does not have a tools and vessel. The more person becomes knowledgeable, he does not have a vessel how to fight with his Yetzer Hara. אין לו את הכלים להילחם כנגדו. היא יראת השם טהרה. A person needs to work for Hashem pure, with a pure heart. We said it right now. A person is working with Hashem with the heart, which just means everything in his heart. What kind of Jew is he? Cardiology? Cardiac Jew. What means cardiac Jew? He's only working with the heart. He does not work physical. Everything is in the heart. ואם כן מעשים טובים השם רק יכול לנצח יצר הרע, לכן כתוב ראשית חוכמה יראת השם. With the good deeds, a person, when he does good deeds, which is part of the 630 mitzvot, that's how he's able to have yirat Hashem. כי אין יראה, אין חוכמה. A person does not have a fear, does not have a wisdom. הנה הר סיני, סמל לתורה. Har Sinai, which is the mountain of the Torah, represents the Har Sinai, which is the mountain of the Sinai. שעל נעקד יצחק על גבי מזבח. He says, הר המוריה, והר המוריה הוא סמל העירה. He says, הר המוריה, where the Yitzchak Avinu was brought to the Korban. That's where it happened, Akedah. על גבי פחד יצחק והרת גאונו. Yitzchak Avinu bring us to us, fear of Hashem. במדרש אחור טוב, איתי בסיני מהחבה. What about Sinai? We have a Har HaMoriah and we have a Sinai. Sinai, which just means the mountain of the Sinai. אמר רבי יוסי, מהר המוריה נתלשה כחלה מן העיסה. Har HaMoriah, he says, it was separated like challah from the dough. What does it mean? מקום שנקד שם יצחק אבינו, אמר הקדוש ברוך הוא, הואיל ויצחק נקד עליו, נא לבניו לקבל עליו את התורה. הקדוש ברוך הוא took the Har Moriah and brought it to the Har Sinai. It says, my son is Yitzchak Avinu, was brought Korban by my son also, Avraham Avinu. And the Jewish people would accept the Torah from where? From the Har Sinai. Why? We're going to have a Torah v'yira, which just means Torah of fear and knowledge of the Torah. בהלכות ריבוני כתוב, וזה מובן כמו שכתוב תוספות, מסכת תענית in page 16, שהר המוריה הוא סיני, הר המוריה where the Yitzchak Avinu was brought the Korban, it was the Har Sinai. נקרא על שם שממנו יוצא מורה לעקום, נתן תורה לעם ישראל. It says הר המוריה and הר Sinai, what happens? Morah, which just means teaching to the Goyim, which is 10 commandments. And a lot of colleges, if you acknowledge, a lot of colleges, if you look around, these days we don't look around, we all look down. You look on the street, everybody look down. Everybody's on a phone. But if you really go to the campus of colleges of the United States of America, you have 10 commandments on top of the colleges, 10 commandments. So, Yira, which just means it says, Har Nikra Har Shem Mimenu Yotze Morei La'akum, B'matan Torah shenemar, Eretz Yira v'shakata. Eretz, when Hashem says, Ani Hashem Elokecha, Eretz Yira, which just means the land became fear, v'shakata, which just means did not speak. Tamu Mefirashim, Ma'inyan Har HaMoriah Shehu B'Yerushalayim. He says the mountain of the Har HaMoriah is in Yerushalayim. Har Sinai Hu B'Midbar. The mountain of the Sinai is in a where? In the desert. What's the connection? Har HaMoriah, with Har Sinai. Is it two different locations? So Chazal says, Apir Ati Shapir. Zeremeh Shem En Yira En Chokhmah. Says, if there's no fear, there's no Chokhmah. רק על ידי חלק מן ההר המוריה נתלש ממקום נתחבר להר סיני, זכינו לקבל תורה. הר המוריה, which is where the Yitzchak Avinu was naked, which is brought as a korban, he was brought to the Har Sinai, and that's why you have Har HaMoriah and Har Sinai together. Fear and wisdom. We have to have a wisdom with the Yirat Hashem Torah, which just means Yirat Hashem, fear of Hashem, with the clean, with the purification. לכן צריך לקבוע סנהדרין אצל מזבח. Why the Sanhedrin has to be next to the מזבח? Why is that? בלשכת הגזית, where the David HaMelech chamber is sitting down, בלשכת הגזית. Why? כן ארמון הפסוק למען תלמד יראת השם את אלוקיך. That's why we need to learn to become יראת השם. Guys, we're over here. Okay? שזה על ידי רואה סנהדרין לשכת הגזית. לשכת הגזית was done in a Sanhedrin at the בית המקדש. עיין תוספות בבא בתרא in page 21. כי מציוני שתלמיד חכם צריך להיות ירא במידה קדושה. תלמיד חכם has to be extra careful to have fear of Hashem. Because many people would learn תלמיד חכם a lot of things. Whatever he does, everybody else would do. Because they say, oh, look at the rabbi does, we're going to do it also. Why the rabbi does it? What?
Is that necessarily a bad thing?
Because sometimes the person could make a mistake. Okay? ותלמיד חכם צריך ליראה מידה קדושה, כי קו החותמון של היראה שומר כור ותבואה, תורה. יש 10 כורים ודורשים 10 קבים חותמון, שכל הגדול מחברו יוצר גדול ממנו. Somebody is much greater in the level of the Torah, the much greater he has a יצר הרע. עיין רב שמעתי בקדמה. אין יראת, אין הקמח. אין תורה, אין קמח. Chazal says, if there is no Torah, in Torah, there's no Torah, there's no flour. Flour, not the flour that you give a gift to the lady. וכן אמרו בתענית, מסכת תענית, it says in page 7. אין הגשמים נעצרים אלא בעוון של ביטול תורה. Why the rain does not come to this world? Because it says in Avon, the sin of the nullification of the Torah, not learning the Torah. Baruch Hashem, in the United States, we have a lot of rain. We don't need rain. We have Baruch Hashem, everything we have. Chazal says over here, En Geshamim Netzarim, the Geshem does not step, Ela Ba'avon Bitul Torah. So Baruch Hashem, we have a lot of Torah in the United States of America, so that means we have a lot of. The Chazal is going to explain to you what does it mean. בעצלותם ימים מקרה בשביל העצלות של ישראל לא עסוק בתורה. Because the Jewish people say they're lazy. Because they're lazy, that's why they don't study Torah. That's why the Geshamim, which just means the rain, which is Geshem also, which just means spirituality. Geshem, which just means Gashmi, physicality. That physicality is so pressed to the person. A person he has everything and he's not happy. How's it possible? I thought you have everything and you're still not happy. Okay?
I would disagree with that. I think it's because no one was teaching them. No one's trying to.
But we're teaching right now. The Bet Knesset is supposed to be, we have every generation, we have the same idea, the same concept. Nothing, Shlomo HaMelech says, En chadash tachat Hashem, nothing new under the sun. The more we have, the more, unfortunately, we cannot serve Hashem properly. So it says, Shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu mach, en mach ela ani. V'im mach hu markecha, en mikra ela HaKadosh Baruch Hu, shenamar mikra bayamim alitov. Shema shenamar ba'atzlutechem, lashom rabim. Because he says, you are lazy, that's why you don't study Torah. כי העצלות במה שאינו עוסקים בתורה באה מכוח עצלות שהגברים מחזים בתורת השם. What does it mean, lazy? Lazy, which just means, Chazal says, you do not sponsor and you not support תלמידי חכמים. Whoever have the yirat Hashem. So we say you need to have a emunah v'bitachon. Talmid Chacham has a emunah v'bitachon. That's the proper way we're using it. When Talmid Chacham needs money, what we say, why this Talmid Chacham does not have emunah v'bitachon? The Chazal says, you not be Rasha. There's a reason Hashem why He placed you over there, so you're supposed to be support Talmid Chacham. All of a sudden we're talking about emunah v'bitachon. All of a sudden we become professional doctors and emunah v'bitachon. Okay? It's the acknowledging of people. So why we need to be lazy and supporting in Talmidei Chachamim? She'en moshitim yad nidivut leyeshivot hakolelim. He says we're not giving in a proper amount of money to the yeshivot and kolelim. Gam Talmidei Chachamim ba'im leyidei atzlut. Talmidei Chachamim also becomes lazy. Ve'inam oskim b'torah k'ravui. They're not learning Torah properly. What is it? Biglal toridim labet terev lebeitam. Because they need to go and do parnasa for the work, for the house, family. All we see Rabbi Yochanan and Sandlar, famous Gemara in Masechet Shabbat, many Talmidei Chachamim was learning, and what are we doing? It was learning and working. So why can't we be like a Tanaim, working and learning, right? The Chazal says it depends each generation. Some generation is very hard in a parnasa. Baruch Hashem, in our generation, is a shefa that Hashem able to bring to the person. You have two laziness. A Talmid Chacham does not have a proper substance in his house. What he needs to do, he needs to go get busy, parnasa. Who is going to teach Torah? Nobody. And who is chas v'shalom? And nobody knows nothing because everybody is busy with their own family. בשחקים, ורוח עברה בתורם, אור זה התורה שנאמר כי נר מצווה ותורה אור. You want to accept the light and upon yourself the Torah of the light of the Torah, you need to support Talmidei Chachamim. And it's very important. Then you're going to say, oh, there's nobody to support, everybody is great, everybody is doing good. Okay? Im en Torah en kemach, there's no Torah, Talmid Chacham cannot be learning. Pirush, ma yo'il ha'kemach b'yado en bo Torah. Says if a person has money or he has substance, what is it good for him this? What is it needed for? Look what Chazal says. Noach lo she'u kemach v'ya med b'ra'av. Chazal says he rather die with the hunger, with the famine, and he should not be created in this world. Why? Why is that? Because he's not using it. Hashem does not create it in this procreate this world, which just means physicality. Yes, we need to have a physical tools in order to serve Him, but we have most of the times physical tools not to serve Him, rebel against Him. So the Chazal says, "Kemach shelo ya kemach ba'olam v'az nichlaf ha'olam." He says, "En Torah, en kemach." If there's no Torah, if there's no flour, the whole world will be destroyed. Vaz nichlaf ne'nemar. Yirmiyahu says 33, 35. V'imlo briti yomam v'layach chukat shamayim va'aretz lo samti. Says, if my chukat, my laws was complete day and night, this world would not sustain. Lomar en Torah en olam. If there's no Torah, there's no world. V'od she'im ken tiparesh ken kemach en Torah delo hadavar yafchuhu. If there's no Torah, the whole world it would turn upside down. Chas v'shalom. So we must. The first thing is our main obligation is learning Torah. That's our main obligation. That's our main priority. Ki em Torah en kemach. Maaseh b'talmid echad she'erab kamos echad Chadat Shemo, Meir Tunis. There was a one Talmid Chacham, was from Ir of the city of the Tunis, and he used to be selling merchandise. But he had every day, he was learning 1 hour in the morning every day. Instead of his opening store at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, he was opening 1 hour later than any other store. Okay? He says two of these Jews in the city of Tunis, they had this store, similar stores, and they had the same name. So, and the Gemara says in page 31 in Shabbat, we need to have a designated time for the Torah. So it says over here that he did a designated time for learn Torah. And all of a sudden, one of the rich goy comes in and he says he was well known and recommended by other goyim that this guy is very honest business person. And he sells merchandise according to the honesty. So what happened? One Muslim guy comes in, very rich, and he says, your name is so-and-so? He says, yeah, my name is that. Says, okay, I want to buy from you everything that you have in your store. I'm doing a big feast. He's selling him everything. And all of a sudden, he's trying to sell him more and more. He realized something went wrong. You know, when the rich people, something goes wrong, they realize so quick and fast. People thinking they're just not proper, they know. They realize it in the cheap, a lot of them also. So he realized he's trying to push his merchandise to him. So he keep pushing him. He says, that's not the guy I was, the salesperson that was rich, the owner of the store. That's not what was recommended. Okay, that's not Kamos. So he says, I'm sorry, my friend. You take all your merchandise. I don't want to buy it. Then he came to next door store. He says, your name is Kamos? He says, yes. I would like to buy all the merchandise that you have. He says, no problem. And he sold him the merchandise and the products, and he said, you're the real person. What is the real person? You're the real person that was recommended. Because I see you don't push your products, you don't push your merchandise. Whatever I took. And it goes, because of that, he says, because you're so honest, I will buy everything that you have. So person saying, I'm going to go open my store earlier and I'm going to make more than that guy, that next door that opened a little bit late. Chazal says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to each door, we have 47th Street. On 47th Street, you have not thousands, hypothetically speaking, a lot of gold jewelry. But why to that store walks in? Why to that store? Why to that store? We're not realizing. We don't realize this comes from, he's the one who guides it. Okay? I had one of my students, and he's about to pray mincha. And a customer walks in, okay? And he's supposed to make a sale on him 20,000. And he says, I'm sorry, I need to go pray right now mincha. He told to his employees, take care of them while they're sitting, give them some drinks, some liquor. The drink, he came back from mincha. Instead of making 20K, he made sales 120K. And that kind of story is more, I'm talking about now. We're not talking about 2000, I'm talking about now. So the Chazal says what? You daven to Hashem. Hashem, the one who guides everybody's thoughts and minds. Where to go and how to go. Yes, we're going to put up effort. We did put an effort. We went to work. but there's a time to pray. So what's we taking the priority? Priority we serving Hashem, or priority we serving first ourselves? Then everything, the rest of the things would fall in its place, which is, then it comes Hashem. Yeah, I understand. We do say Hashem. I heard many of you say Hashem. But the priority is me. That's the main goal. Then the rest of the stuff that needs to be done in this world. Chazal says, if a person, his deeds are more than his knowledge and wisdom. What is he comparable to? The Avod and Rabbi Natan. Ita Amar Rabbi Elisha ben Avuya. Elisha ben Avuya says following. Adam sheyesh lo ma'asim tovim harbe, lomed Torah harbe. A person has a good deeds a lot, and he learns Torah a lot, minimum 8 hours. Lemahu domeh. What is it comparable to? Le'adam sheboneh bait. He built a house. He built a good foundation. And any water gonna comes in, any flood will come in, would not destroy the house. What about the person? His knowledge is much greater than his deed. He built a house with a weak foundation. If the storm comes in and the water flood comes in, the whole house is destroyed. That's the Chazal says. What a person domeh, what is a person comparable to? He built in a house. If his deeds are more than his actions, his actions is more than his knowledge, that means he's building a strong foundation. But his actions are very low and his mind is very high. The foundation, any waters come in would destroy the foundation. Show what he says, like we said it. Amar mi shilomeh Torah ve'ino oseh oto mitov shenefchash leoto al panav. Chazal says following, and Yerushalmi perek Kama in Shabbat, Masechet Shabbat says following. Chazal says very, very harsh things in the Talmud, Yerushalmi, and that's the truth. It says, if a person, Amar ki kol mi shilomeh Torah, a person learns Torah, ve'ino oseh ota, he learned, he does not fulfill the Torah, what it says. He says, it's better his placenta would flip upon his face, which is to die. He should not create it in this world. It's not important how much you learn and how much you understand. Yeah, through the learning you will become a deep. But the most important, how much are you production? We care about the production. We don't care about how knowledgeable, how many pages you know. Yes, you must learn. The learning come to do. But a lot of us know the knowledge. We understand the knowledge. We understand many, many ways. But when it comes to the actions, it's very... Chazal says, it's better for him not to be created. And it's better for his placenta to be flip on his face. What is such a hard statement? How is it possible? So what's the creation of this world? The creation of the world, Chazal says, to la'ativ la'adam, to do, Hashem wanted to good do. Okay? Rabbi Elazar ben Chisma omer, kinin pitche nida hen gufei halachot. Rabbi Elazar says, when a person learning with the monetary and the nida, says this is the most important halachot, and that's how he's going to get so knowledgeable. He would understand how the planets work, how the gematria is very good for the chokhmah. It's like he has what do you call it? Dessert. When he knows the gematria of each numerical value, that will give him nice understanding of like a dessert that he's having. Rabbi Elazar Chasma Omer Bahorayot, Masechet Horayot, page 10, it says following. Iti Rabbi Yoshua Shibcha Shibeach Bifnei Rabban Gamliel. Rabbi Yoshua was praising in front of Rabban Gamliel. Iti Rabbi Elazar Chasma, Rabbi Yochanan ben Gudka, שחכמי גדולי שיודעים לשער כמה טיפות מים יש בים. Rabban Gamliel says following in front of Rabbi Elazar Chisma, Rabbi Yochanan ben Gudka, they would know how much drops inside the sea. Or bayam, ocean. How many drops in the ocean? That's how knowledgeable you are. It's possible? They knew it. But they had no bread to eat. כששמע כך רבן גמליאל נתן דעתו להשיבם בראש. When Rabban Gamliel heard he was a Nasi, he made him what? They made him Rosh Yeshiva. כדי מרפסים משרדה שייתן להם. Because they were in the government, so they would have a parnasa. Okay? שלח לכם ולא באו. Rabban Gamliel sends them the invitation to become Rosh Yeshiva, to become part of the government. They don't accept it from him. חז"ל שלח באו, אמר להם, כדומדני אתם, שרע אני נותן לכם. He says, does it look like I'm giving you power in this world? It says, Rabban Gamliel to Chachamim. Okay? העבודה אני נותן לכם. Rabban Gamliel says, I'm not giving you to be on top and to be in control and a ruler. I'm giving you a job. That's what he says. שנאמר מלאכי, וידברו אליו לומר אם היום תהיה עבודת לעם הזה. Like the Malachi says, I'm giving you today to your nation a job. בחירה מסר רבי אלעזר ורבי יוחנן בן ברוקה, שהלכו לקבל פני רבי יהושע בפקיעין. So the Chachamim went to visit Rabbi Yeshua in the Pekin, city of the Pekin. אמר להם, מה חידוש בבית המדרש? What did you learn today in a בית המדרש? שאי אפשר לבית המדרש בחידוש. When we be in a study hall, there's nothing in this world not being in a study. Every day we're in a study hall, that means we're learning something new. If a person is not in a study hall, that means he's not learning nothing new. He must be in a Bet HaMidrash. Bet HaMidrash, all the chidushim, everything, and chidush bli Bet HaMidrash. שבת של מי שהייתה, שבת של רבי אלעזר בן עזריה דרש בפרשת קהל, אמר מרגילות טובות הייתה בידיכם בקשרה לעבדה ממני. רבי אליעזר בן עזריה, he was giving a drasha, shiur, and he says, I have a diamonds. If a person does not come in and listening, he's losing these diamonds every day. I have a diamonds in my hands. So, the chazal are very important, that we're supposed to be in a study home. In a study, what do you have? We have a diamonds. And I see the more I become more older, okay, I see how the world works. I see how the goyim, you have to wake up every day and you say, Baruch atah Hashem shulasani goy. And have to be with the happiness. We don't feel it. I feel it so much. Emptiness. The Gentile is emptiness. Nothing there, nothing looking forward. But when you're sitting everywhere, anywhere, in a park, in an airplane, you open a Gemara, you could be flowing through the whole world. It's all the diamonds, all the everything that you take, it's not worth it, even the kef, the enjoyment that you have. No, Rabbi, I like that. Yeah, but you're going to like it. That's yes, physicality, it's important, but that's not the main thing. The main thing is the Torah. If we really understand the Torah, it's Elif Avdalot. The person is a druggie, a gambler, an alcoholic. They get all these the reason they're doing it, either they're depressed and the pleasure that they're getting, but the Torah is above and beyond all this pleasure that a person could imagine. Either a person, when he's learning, is for him learning as a punishment, or learning is the most greatest thing that happened to him. It's like a fish without the water. That's the same thing as a person. If he feels that, if he really understands that, you want to win a jackpot? This is the jackpot. This is the real jackpot. You just have to understand it. But the Yetzer Hara in our generation, every generation, is so strong. It's very hard for us to concentrate and to understand what the Torah wants from us. כנין פתחי נידה הן גופי הלכות. כתב רשב"ז במגן אבות, שהוא הדין, מרוד דמים שיש בהם חוכמה יתרה. When a person, we have such a thing, a woman, when she checks herself from the period, after she finished her period, the cloth that they check, the chachamim, what is the difference between all the bloods? And like this, they would able to say, this is tahara, this is pure, and this is not pure. כמו שאמרו בבא מציעא. בבא מציעא, in page 84, something interesting it says. שיהיה רבי אלעזר ברבי שמעון, שישה מיני דמים מטהר את כולם. רבי אלעזר ברבי שמעון, they brought to them 60 cloth. And he says that everybody is pure to the husband, no problem. 60. מיני דמים וטהר כולם, והוכיח זאת במפות. וכן אמרו בנידה. It says in מסכת נידה in page 20. שרבא הכיר כמה מרות דם לאפרר הורמיז. Rava also knew how to differentiate between the blood that is in the cloth between the tameh וטהור. והנה בדורות קודמים לנו נשים מעודות ממזרח לא יהיו באותו לפני חוכמה להורות להם בני מרות דמים וכתמים. כמו שכתמו, חיסרון ידיעה שם החיסרון בדרנו זה שלא הרגנו להיות ידינו מלוכלכות בשפיש ושלייה במרות דמים וכתמים. He says previous generation in the Sephardi community was not so well known how to check it. That's why we're not so much professional like in other keilot, in other congregation. נשים מחמירים על עצמם, and a woman, they used to be very מחמיר unto themselves. אפילו במראה לבן וראיות שהוא טהור מילדים ודאי, מטמאות את עצמם. Even sometimes the blood, it's not so much blood, it's different colors, and they would discharge, they would make themselves tameh. And you see that. ועל ידי זה מתמעט הדמות המעכבת בו המשיח. He says that's why the Mashiach also stopped coming, because women used to not procreate, and like this, that's why the Mashiach, they would withdraw the Mashiach. Like it says in Masechet Yevamot, we have a banks of souls. Masechet Yevamot in page 63 in Nidah 13 says we have a bank of souls. All these souls needs to come in a body. Once En Mashiach ba, ad shetechle kol hanishamot baguf. The Mashiach would not come until all this nishamot will come to the body. That's why we say, oh, Hasidim have 15, 20 kids. How come? Look, they have 15, 20 kids. Because they know this Gemara in Yevamot. Unfortunately, we don't learn this. We haven't get to the Gemara Yevamot because Seder Nashim, it's after the Chagiga, everything that we finish, Masechet Shabbat, Masechet Barachot, Masechet Iruvin, Masechet Moed Katan, and Masechet Ta'anid, Masechet Megillah, all these Masechtot, you come to Yevamot. Obviously, Nida is the last one, Yevamot is Seder Nashim. So the ring came to that. They thought, we see the Hasidim has nothing to do with Hasidim. It's a Gemara. It's a Gemara, black and white. Masechet Shabbat, Masechet Iruvin, Masechet Yevamot in page 63, and Masechet Nida in 13. We need to bring procreation in this world. If we don't procreate in this world, Mashiach would not come. Mashiach would not to come. He would delay. That's the delay part happening. And even if the Hasidim have, like we say, 15, 20, the Jews are still 15 or 16 millions. It's not that much. Even if we're procreating, it's still not that much. Okay? So it says following. מה שאין כן ברבנו אשכנז רגילים עצמם להורות בדינים אלו. Ashkenazim, in their generation, in the previous, they were so known in these bloods to check for the woman clothed after her period. באמת חומרה בזה מביא ידי כולה, אלא התעלות להתברך ידענו עכשיו דרי, גם מבריחים שלנו לומדים בתמידות דינים אלו, לדין להורות, שכתבתי הקדם בספר טהרות הבית. But he says in our generation, Baruch Hashem, the Torah and the Sephardim, Avrechim is learning, and they will learn more and more, and they would know what's a tameh, what's a tahor. So they have a class. They have a class how to check this cloth, and to understand, each time you understand what is it to be pure, what is it not to be pure, is she allowed to go to mikvah, or is she not allowed to go to mikvah. התקפות והגימטריות פרפרות לחוכמה. פירוש רבנו עובדיה, חשבון האותיות, כתב בספר תוספת יום טוב, הרב תוספות יום טוב, כגון מה שנאמר יעקב לבנו, רדו. So it says, Chazal says, each letter, Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet, Hey, Vav, Zayin, Chet, Tet, Yud, Chaf, Lamed, each one of them has numerical value. And he says this numerical value for Am Yisrael, it's a remazim, which just means hints. Okay? And it also makes a person knowledgeable and wisdom. Okay? So it says, Yaakov Avenu lebanav rudu. He says, come down, which is to where? Remes Redu Shanim Shamdu Israel b'Mitzrayim. Redu Gimatria 210. How many years were in Eretz Mitzrayim? 210. So Yaakov Avenu gave to the Shvatim, to the tribes, that 210, Redu, which just means come down to the Egypt. is 210. You're going to be only in Egypt 210 years. וכן בזאת יבוא אהרון אל הקודש. And it says that's why Aaron HaKohen will come to the Kodesh, to the sanctuary. Gematria Taf Yud, which means 410. Remez Beit Rishon she'amad Taf Yud Shanim. Over here we see from Aaron HaKohen that the first Bet HaMikdash withstood on the land for 410 years. וכן דרשו חז"ל בגיטין. Says our sages in Masechet Gittin in page 88. שיקדים 2 שנים למניין ונשנותם בארץ. בסוף פרשת בעלותך כי אישה קושתי לקח. פירוש גימטריה יפת מראה. So Moshe Rabbeinu, they say, he took the black woman. That's what you translate literally. Rashi says, beautiful woman. Beautiful, which just means black, which is not really means as a color. It means it's different than
Black sheep.
No. It's so. No. Let's understand first Rashi. Let's understand the Chazal. She was different looking than others in a beauty. Like you saw somebody in a beauty, is different in a beauty. So that's what the Chazal says. I don't know these terms of black sheep or not black sheep. The Chazal interprets that she was beautiful. So our sages talking about here praising somebody, Chas v'shalom, a model, or United States model, or what they're praising? The beauty of the spiritual and physical. So when they talk about Chazal, talking about that Yaakov et Rachel, and she was beautiful, and Yaakov loved. What do you mean? You loved. Yaakov did not have any pleasure in this world, and how can he love? And the Chazal says that was the beauty. What kind of beauty it was? It was a beauty physical and spiritual. You understand, rabbis? So, Be'ezrat Hashem, we're gonna continue. She Hashem give us barachat, tzlacha, briyut, arbe nachat. Toda rabba, thank you for coming. She we have arbe tzlacha, Rosh Chodesh Elul, Be'ezrat Hashem coming. Slichot is coming. We're supposed to be prepared. 40 days, when we're in the mother's stomach for 40 days, we rejuvenate, like become new. 40 days was Mabul, 40 days was the flood, even though it happened for 1 year. 40 days, Moshe Rabbeinu went to the Allah Marom Shamayim. He went, Allah Elokim B'Truah, in the Rosh Chodesh Elul. He went with the Truah, that's why we have, Pirkei Rabbi Eliezer says, that's why we have a minhag to blow on a shofar, and able to bring the Mashiach and Mala'aretz Diyah of Hashem. The most important thing that the whole world should know and notify and to understand what is the Hashem that's the most important. Mashiach would come, what we're going to do? Eat all these steaks and just look at me and to say how beautiful is the shiurim are? Okay, the point is to have the glory of Hashem. Thank you very much.